Alrighty guys, so today's going to be a bit of a vlog video, nothing too crazy. We're back in my in-laws garage and I've got to cut up a few bits of timber to kind of make like this box thing that I've got in my head for my green tree python hatchie enclosures that I'm going to be doing in my lounge room at home. So anyway, got the drop saw out, going to cut these sheets of timber. We're going to get stuck into it and hopefully knock this out of the park quickly. And then we're going to go for a bushwalk to try to find some logs for some gillens and some frogs and things. So it could potentially be a little bit hard to explain without actually showing you where this is actually going at home. But essentially I'm going to be building a box of melamine that'll kind of act like a little secondary bookshelf type storage area on a shelf that's already existing at home next to my Boyd's enclosure. It's a bit of a train of thought. It's a bit all over the shop. But basically I got a set of shelves at home. Going to build a melamine box to go on top of it to kind of jack up this little area that's next to my Boyd's forest dragon enclosure, and then I'm going to use these panels on top just to kind of dress it up and make it look all nice and schmick. And yeah, let's get into it. Let's get cutting this, because I'm not going to ramble on about this without showing you guys, because it's completely kind of moot without actually showing you where it's going to go. Okay, so maybe this will give you a bit of a better image as to how it's going to go down. This is of course upside down, so you kind of have to imagine it the other way around per se. So imagine the Boyd's enclosure is actually on this side, and then we've got the little set of cupboards that's over on this side, and then this is going to be kind of like a bit of a tabletop for those two green tree python tanks to be sitting on. And then down in here will be just like kind of storage, maybe some toys or something like that for the kid when it's, you know, a little bit bigger or whatever. Or, you know, maybe some excess reptile books, or maybe some kid-friendly reptile books. Maybe that's a good idea. That could be a really good idea, actually. But anyway, let's get this packed up. I want to go for a bushwalk before the rain decides to come in and see if we can find some logs for some of the animals at home. Well, we're almost at the spot now. It's pretty grey and dismal out here, but that's all right. Hopefully it means I won't break too much of a sweat walking around. It generally also means that there's not going to be anybody else out in the bush as well, which is always nice. I like having it to myself. The tracks that I'm going to, you don't usually see too many people on, but in saying that, it's always nice when you do get them just straight to yourself. I love that. I love being able to walk around and listen to all the birds and see all the flowers and stuff that are out at that particular time. But yeah, all right, we're going to pull up any moment now. I actually think that I'm going to have a bit of a bush bash. I've only got about 2 hours until I've got to be at another appointment. So, yeah, wish me luck. Let's go for a walk. Let's see what we see. And if the weather permits, I might even chuck the drone up and see if we can get a bit of a view of where I am. Still have my bloody socks in here from the last time I've been for a walk. That's pretty gross. Alright, so I've left at 10:17 a.m. I gotta be able to make sure I can make it all the way back to the car. Oh, hardly a bush bash from here. This has opened up to quite a bit of sandstone. Could be a little bit of a bush bash down to where I've got to go though, so I'll flip you around. Not a bad view. Well, that was a little bit anticlimactic. I've managed to make it back to a track that I usually walk. That's okay. Just means we'll get back on the regular once I get down off all this stuff. Here comes the rain. It's alright. It's just nice to get out. Well, as nice as the path is and as easy as walking it is, I think I'm going to take a crack at going down through here and see what we see. I don't know if anybody's been down here before, but it looks like there's kind of like a little rough path through here. Maybe not. Let's have a look down in amongst all those trees down there. Well, this looks kind of interesting. I don't know if it's got ants through it though, judging by that it might. But I'd be interested to see if it's actually rotten. It sounds a little hollow on the inside there. Got another big fork up over there. But it could kind of be cool for my big gillens enclosure to see if we get a couple of different basking opportunities. Maybe I'll see how porous it is and we'll go from there. So those logs were pretty mucked up inside, so they had a whole bunch of bugs and things living in them. So not what I want to bring into my home. As you can hear, the rain has absolutely started pounding down now. Quite nice actually, it's quite refreshing. But anyway, we're going to continue on and see if we can find something a little bit better. But it was good to double check them, and I'm going to leave them here for some other little animals to inhabit. How sweet is this log? Now, the only downside is I've only got a small car with me and a very small saw. And it looks like we may have had some ants or some termites in here, which is pretty standard of any fallen log. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take this one today, but it's good to know that it's here. Seems like it's a little bit wet for my liking at the moment, but we'll see if there's any of these other fallen ones that are... There's a whole stack here where I am. I'm just going to drop it back down to where it was. There's a few smaller pieces around, Because they're in the ground, they might be a little bit moist. We don't want that. Yeah, you see that they're just falling apart. It's not quite what you need. This piece feels pretty solid though. But that's going to be a fair bit of work to get through that and make it small enough to get into my car. That's probably the biggest drama. I really like it though. I like all the textures and stuff, and that'd be really cool as kind of like a centerpiece tree and a gillens enclosure for sure. Decisions. Well, that was an absolute pain in the bum with the little saw that I've got. But we've got this beautiful log out. You can see the thickness of it too. This is going to be awesome for the gillens. Not great for them to hide in, but it'll be great for them to climb around on. So I'll go and stick it out in my courtyard for, a decent period of time, or might even drop it off at the in-laws or something like that on my way home. And let's see if we can get this thing out of the scrub now. And we'll have a bit of a hike out of here. It's going to be a bit painful. That log made me work hard. It was hard to cut it. It was hard to haul it out. Yeah, I definitely had to work for that one. It's a big log. Pretty much takes up the boot of this car. A couple of big forks, so I reckon it'll be a pretty good centerpiece of Gilbert and Jill's enclosure that I'm kind of starting to work on a bit more. So hopefully they like it. I'm just bringing it back to the in-laws because A, I didn't take any water with me, which was really stupid. So I'm going to come and fill up my water bottle, and B, they've got a lot of sun here. So I'm going to stick it out by the old turtle pond, let it kind of cure out there and cook for a few weeks or something like that before I get into their enclosure. But yeah, stoked to have this, and hopefully we'll see some more of this log soon. Well, there you go, guys. That gives you a bit of a simple look as to my kind of plan. We've got that little kind of bookshelfy section over there. And we've got this nice timber tabletop type thing going on up the top here. But these two tanks, these guys are going to be the future green tree python hatchie tanks. So pretty decent sized boxes. This one is a 90 by 60 by 45, and then this one is a 60 by 60 by 45 centimeter tank. So these guys should have plenty of room up here. I plan to probably do that image background just on the back there too, so I can actually sit down here and have some brekkie or whatever and see through these and hopefully see my little greens just hanging out in their little environments. And this looks pretty nice out here too with the Boyd's forest dragons down the bottom here. You can see the little girl up the top there, and there's also the boy there hanging up there. So yeah, it's a little bit late now to actually see that enclosure nicely lit up, but you can see obviously I've painted it all nice and white too to just kind of match in with the decor and everything that's in this room and all the other furniture and stuff, including my big reef tank. That's a new tank as well if you guys haven't seen it. But yeah, really looking forward to actually putting these guys into place, putting these guys in this enclosure and really setting it up. Alright guys, until next time, that is all for me for this kind of vloggy style video. So if you like the video, make sure to drop it a comment down below, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell if you do want to see more Aussie reptile related content. And if you do want to support us more, you can also check me out on Patreon and Teesprings as well. And until next time, take it easy and I'll catch you then.